Hey folks, I'm hoping I've left enough time for the thing to kick up the front, so there you go. About 20 seconds. I feel like I should just say something right now. A lot of people say, oh, gee, you're brave. I'm not brave. I'm sitting outside a dentist and I am not brave. I can tell you that much. Don't know what's going to happen in the dentist, and what happens in the dentist will largely depend on, well, it'll depend on a few things. My ability to stay in the chair might be one of them, but we'll see. Uh, Interesting news popping up this morning. I did tell you a couple of days ago, a week ago or so, that there is some information floating around that is, well, as far as I'm aware, 100% factual. I didn't really want to talk about it at the time. Still don't really want to talk about it. It's not for me to talk about this at the moment, but others now seem to have got a hold of it. So life's about to get very interesting, and I think we should be prepared. Some people are going to find a bit of information that looks like it's about to come out very confronting for a number of reasons. In fact, there'll be a number of bits of information about some people they know, love and respect that will alter that view, I suspect, sadly. So be prepared for that. It's not an issue I want to get into, so not at the moment anyway. Just see how it plays out. But clearly, there are very motivated people now who've been hurt, very badly hurt, very deeply hurt. And I've spoken to a number of them, and they have every right to be, by the sound of it, if their claims are to be believed, and I have no reason to suspect they shouldn't be. Hi, Angie. You've got some more to add about the watches? The 300 covenant. Yeah, maybe you better send me an email. We can have a chat. Carl@vofhq.com. I'd look forward to that. Zippy, you had 2 teeth pulled on Friday. I don't know that. I'm going in to have a look to see. I've got a few issues. I've discovered that the very last tooth on the back of my right side is cracked and broken at the gum line. I only found this out the other day when my toothbrush got caught in it. So there's that. I have a broken tooth that's pretty much broken at the gum line that I guess will have to come out. It doesn't cause me any pain, doesn't make eating anything any easier, but the one beside it causes me pain, and it's not broken. It is a bit loose. And there's another one down here. It's just dentists. This comes from drinking cans of bull semen. Not good for your teeth, folks. Stay away from the Red Bull. I hope you get the joke out of that. You'll understand the Red Bull semen reference. If you don't, look it up. Margie, how are you, darling? I hope you're going well. Daniel, know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Exactly right, buddy. That's exactly right. Yeah, Angie, I have my fair share of Coke as well, and that's the drinking kind, not the snorting kind. Pardon me. So, yes. But I was always very diligent brushing my teeth. My parents drilled that into me. When we were little, we brushed 3 times a day: breakfast, after breakfast, lunch, and after lunch, and dinner before bed. That sort of, I managed to miss the lunch one a few times in the years in between, but I still managed to do pretty much most days, breakfast and dinner, or before bed. So, and I've had really good teeth all my life, touch wood. But for some reason, they now seem to have developed brittle bits, which isn't good for a man who's sort of polarised by going to dentists. Polarised is a polite word I would use. And it's not so much I'm concerned about the pain of getting any work done, it's the cost. I mean, these people must send their kids to gold-plated schools in gold-plated cars riding gold-plated push bikes. I mean, jeez. But anyway, we're going to see. Today's really only a bit of a look to see how much they're going to charge me to fix it all up. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully it won't be the world's greatest thing, and I might be able to look at my super to fix it up. So fingers crossed it can work out that way. We have to really be careful of our teeth, not just because they're really good for eating with, but if we get abscess or other sorts of poisoning from our teeth, it can go directly into our bloodstream and make us quite sick. I don't want to be, killed by an infected tooth. I can think of better ways to die in battle than by infected tooth. But, that might be your choice. But if there is to be a bit of work done, then yes, you might see me. Well, there's every chance I'll cry again, but I'll try not to do that in front of you. That'll be just me. So try and if you, and I know the cost is prohibitive, and that's what's kept me away for so long. But if you do have pain in your gums, if you do get abscess and you don't have anything that regularly kills that abscess, and it, or it keeps coming back once you do kill it, you're poisoning your own system with them. They're particularly bad for us. So please try and do something. There are government incentives, I believe, if you're unemployed and on Centrelink and whatnot, where you can get help with certain dental treatments. So, in fact, a lot of them. My daughter was involved in some of them some years ago back down on the Gold Coast with the teaching hospital down there, and her experience with them was really, really good. And fair when it came to pricing. Fair. I think that's all anybody asks. Fairness. There's no doubt there are skills, there is equipment, there is admin, all sorts of things required in businesses all over. I've yet to find a dentist that charges what I would call fairly. However, fair is a scale, isn't it? Some might say, gee, Carl, $350 for a 30-second commercial really isn't fair. So arguments can be raised everywhere. My argument is, I don't get $350 for a 30-second commercial anymore, and these people are only putting their prices up. So, anyway, it is what it is. Clove oil for toothaches, yes. I actually took many cloves with me on our recent run because I was having an issue with a toothache up on my top left side. And I also found jamming them into the socket of the broken tooth bit here worked really well once you make the paste, or you make the, well, you chew it up to make them soft. Or you didn't really chew, I just let them do their job, and as they get softer and softer, you can sort of chew them into a paste. But found it very effective, very effective. And that's one of the old wives' tales, or one of the old remedies that have been stolen from us. So if you hear, oh, it's an old wives' tale, try it. Odds are it'll work. Remember rubbing a gold ring or a piece of gold on a sty in your eye if you have it? It works. These days, they'd have you go to a chemist and spend $25 on eye drops. Take your wedding ring off if it's gold. Rub it on your sty. Sty goes. That simple. Barbara O'Neill is putting out some interesting stuff on her Facebook page at the moment. So go through and have a bit of a look there. The Hidden Remedies book of old age or of old ages is up there now, I think. And that's not the name of it. That's just what I've called it. So much interesting stuff come from Barbara. So I'm looking forward to being able to speak with Michael and her in the not too distant future after, unfortunately, not being able to get into their event in Sydney, which was a bugger. But we will go to fix that. And in fact, I'm sitting in the way that we do fix that right now. Speaking of that, I've got to get out of here and go into there. All right. So have yourself a good day, folks. I will endeavour to get my power supply stuff working today at some stage, and we'll be back into normal transmission. There is something that is, aside from the digital identity bill, aside from the submissions which close on May 17 for Senator Babbitt's inquiry into excess deaths and vax injury in this country, there is something else we are very, very tied into, and that is what's happening with the WHO, the World Health Organization, and the agreements and treaties that Australia is signing, the Albo Sleazy government is signing on behalf of the people of Australia. And I'm bloody sure if the wider public were wake up and aware of the ramifications of these signings, they would be right behind us as well. However, we have but a few weeks to really make sure that the politicians know we will not stand for handing over our sovereignty to a bureaucratic organisation, an unelected bureaucratic organisation that is a public-private partnership that only follows the advice of the people supplying it the money, which are those public-private partners. We all know who they are. We cannot allow the World Health Organization to dictate what happens here in Australia if they decide to declare a pandemic. Look up what happened when Tedros went and declared the monkeypox a pandemic after 5 people had died from it. Only 140 people died globally from it. And quietly, in May last year, it was taken off the pandemic list. But if this treaty is signed, if Australia agrees, all power over Australia's health systems will, and the decisions they make, will be dictated not by a committee from the WHO, but by the head, the Director General of the WHO, who has the ultimate say. This has never been seen before in the history of any organisation. Of course, this one's been perverted for many, many, many years. As soon as they allowed public-private money to amalgamate into what they were doing, it was corrupted, and it has only got more so. So be aware of this. Make sure your politicians vote no. This has to go through the Australian House of Representatives and the Senate, and I think we've already found it's been pushed from the Senate back to the House, and I will get the dates, but I want to say I have the 24th of May in my head as when this will be discussed, 24th or 25th. I could be wrong on those dates, so don't quote me. But we need to let every politician know, email them, phone them, harass them on a daily basis with your thoughts on handing over our health sovereignty to the World Health Organization and a bunch of bureaucrats who were never elected by anybody and take advice from those with the biggest wallets. If we can't do that, folks, we may as well get out there and wait for a dickhead on the road to hit us.